Hello guys, Sith Holocron from the Dongers of Runeterra with another Donger theory crafty kind of discussion. Because we're going to talk about a brand new champion that has been leaked this week, and that is the new Targon Nightfall champion called Aphelios. Now, if you're into all your Runeterra law and etc., this boy seems pretty much to be the king of the moon. He is kind of great, so let me show you what he actually looks like. Here he is. Aphelios is a Nightfall card, so Nightfall triggers happens when you put him down second. He costs 3 mana and he's a 3/3. The Nightfall that you get here is you pick a moon weapon to create in hand. So you will get a few things that you can look up. There are several moon weapons. And when you've played 2 other cards in a round, create that moon weapon in hand if you don't already have one. When you've cast 4 or more moon weapons, he levels and becomes a 4/4. Which is good. And I love Nightfall. So Nocturne and Diana were a brilliant combination. At the minute, at the minute, things aren't, that great in the whole Targon thing, but it is. It's really good. So I have decided to theorycraft a couple of decks in advance of what's happening. Okay. So this is on Out of Cards. These guys are brilliant because they instantly put in any cards that have been spoiled, and you can build decks and save them. And then when the thing goes live, you go back into Out of Cards, you transfer the deck, just like you do in Mobilytics or Decks of Runeterra, and you put it into your client. So it's rapidly becoming my favorite thing because I love to theorycraft decks. I theorycraft at work, I theorycraft at home, I theorycraft on the toilet, I theorycraft a lot. And hence that's why I make decks. So the first deck I decided to do was going to be with Diana, and the second deck I'm going to show you is with Nocturne. Completely different kind of decks. So I've went for a very stereotypical Diana Nightfall deck, and this is it. So the Lunari Duskbringer, you get a Dusk Petal Dust in hand. That means your next Nightfall, next Nightfall unit, pardon me, cost 1 less. That's great. 2/1, she'll take out something. Good blocker. 2 Solari Soldiers, give you +1 this round, and 3 Stagnant Onlookers becomes a +2 if Nightfall, which is, I'll let you see it. And you get Fearsome. Really good early doors. Say you're attacking on round 3 and you have a couple of these, well, that's doing 12 damage. And if you haven't got anything with 3 or more power, you're in real trouble. And we're running 3 of those. Next, we're into the wonderful, wonderful Diana. So again, if you Nightfall her, she becomes Challenger this round. Activate Nightfall 4 times, she levels up, and the next time that you activate Nightfall, she becomes a 5/3 Challenger Quick Attack, which is really kind of good. So she's great. I love Diana. She's absolutely marvelous, and yeah, I really do like her. This is a new card. This is Evershade Stalker. Now, I was umming and ahhing to decide which one I was going to put in, because the other one's actually on the screen, and the other one is this. Pesky Spectre is class, but unfortunately it is that. So when I knew it's Shadow Isles, and we're not in Shadow Isles, we're in, Targon. Is it any good? Is it any good? Well, it costs 0. But when he dies, you create 2 copies of him in the enemy deck. Now, that's going to ruin things because it's ephemeral, and he's just going to play cards out just to get rid of them. So I went for this instead. And this is made Endure 1.5 again, because Evershade Stalker is not only an ephemeral, it's fearsome, and it can't block. But when it dies, or you make it a Nightfall thing, which is amazing in a Nightfall deck, you get a copy of me in hand. So yeah, that's really kind of good. 2 Once you put down Diana, that's pretty decent, and I like this all over. And then one of the new cards. So this is a 2-cost spell at burst speed, which means good luck stopping that because you can't. Choose a moon weapon to create in hand. So I'm running 3 of them. It's a brand new card. I have to see what it does. I think it's going to be totally critical to level up our new champion, Aphelios. So the fact that this only costs 2 means it's really cheap. Like, it's super cheap. And we need to be able to cast it 4 times. 4 moon weapons at least. So that's not so bad. Not really. So we're running 3 of these to see how we get on. Obviously, this is how I'm imagining the game's going in hand, but you get 2 of these, so I would want one of these in my hand. Probably the Duskbringer, a gift from beyond, probably Diana and Aphelios, and that's your absolutely, like, this is the perfect deck ever, right? Because we don't always get it, but if we definitely want to get a gifts from beyond. Now the thing is, does she need to see this? Okay, yes. So you need to, when you put it down, you get to pick a moon weapon to create these. Choose a moon weapon in hand to create in hand. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good. So regardless of what's happening, even if you've made one in hand, you can then get another one in hand, depending on the cost and all that sort of stuff of those moon weapons. And I'm not too sure I can. I'll try at the end and see what the moon weapons look like from Gifts from Beyond. So we're also running 1 Hush, just to kind of stop that horrible big thing that has been buffed to blazes, like Lee's in and Feel the Rush, other things of disgustingness. Pretty good, but I could only find room for 1. Then Lunari Shadestalker, which is a fantastic elusive unit at 2/3, lots of health, really decent. And Pale Cascade, the wonderful Pale Cascade. +2/1, and if you drop it second, you get to draw a card. It's the only drawing cards that we've got, but it's not really. It's not really, because we're running 3, just like the Pale Cascades, we're running 3 Stalking Shadows. And this has been fantastic in Nightfall decks, because you pick a follower from the top 4 cards in your deck, you draw it, you place the rest into your deck, and create an exact ephemeral copy of it in hand. Really good to throw out in defense. Excellent to throw out if you've got the mana, and then throw out the other one. Some of them are fantastic. You can get like Doom Beasts and put the ephemeral one down to get the 2 damage and win the game if there's only 2 damage left in your hand. And then obviously our new champion, who looks really interesting, and that art is fantastic. Crescent Guardian, put it down second, becomes a 5/3 overwhelm unit. Obviously, we're going to run 3 of these. These things do so much destruction, it is terrifying. Doom Beast, a 3/2, play it second, drain 2 from the enemy nexus, and you can see all the way through this the amount of Nightfall, 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 not Nightfall, but that one is, that one is, that one is, that one's not, that one's not. So there's a lot of Nightfall in here. And then we're going for a card that I'm beginning to really think is absolutely fantastic, which is Moonlight Affliction. I made a deck not that long ago with 3 of these. Silence 2 enemy units this round. Nightfall, they can't block this round. In a Nightfall deck, that's pretty good, but we're only just going to run 1 of. Atrocity is fantastic because it's just a good card. It's a good card. You kill an ally to deal damage equal to its power to anything. Very, very good for killing off units. Spectacularly good if you have bumped up things a lot. So the 5/3 here is going to be a big thing. If you can then Pale Cascade it, make it a 7, and still have enough money for Atrocity, so you're looking at about 8. It's anything from 8 down, but at least 5 down, and Atrocity is now, winning the game. We are not invoking anything silly like that, but so that's why we're only running 2 Atrocities, because we want to brick out with a whole ton of Atrocities. 2's more than enough. And the last one will make the time that you play this, if you hit its Nightfall trigger, you get him and an ally elusive. So then you can put it on to, like, again, the Doom Beast for 3. You get that for 3 or 5 if you've Nightfalled it. You've got this would be a 4. If you've Nightfall this to put that on, she becomes a 5, he becomes a 5. That's 10 elusive damage. That's really decent. And the second deck, very similar start. Dustbringer for 3 to get the next person that has Nightfall is 1 less. That's excellent. This time we're going 3 soldiers and 3 Stygon onlookers. So that's quite similar, but 1 extra soldier. And then here's where we start changing things up a bit. This time we're going to be using Evershade Stalker as a 3 of. 3 Gifts from Beyond, 1 Hush, 3 of those, 3 of those. And then we're going a little weird. Then we decided to go for Shark Chariot, right? And the reason for that is the next time an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking. So a completely different type of thing and thought process behind the whole reason of doing stuff. We are not, we still have the brand new Gifts from Beyond. And you can sort of see that, this above the burst and the burst bit, it's been written in by hand. It's not the official thing, but it's very, very close. So we're running 3 of those. It's similar, but here's the differences. Nocturne's our highest card in the entire deck. So he costs 4. Okay, let me see if I can actually get this to actually work. That'll be good. There we go. So Nightfall, grant an enemy vulnerable and give enemies -1 power this round. That is huge, the -1, because even if everybody's out there and you're up against Braum and he's got all his 3/3 things, you whack this down as the second card that you play, maybe round 6, and then they're all 2/3s, and everything that you have got on the board, so as wide a board as possible, is fantastic, and off we go. And obviously we're running Doom Beasts and Crescent Guardians and Aphelios and Stalking Shadows, and the only real difference is we've added Shark Chariot and Nocturne in. And it all depends on who you think which one of these decks is better. Is the first one better? And essentially, you've got to decide whether you think the best partner for Aphelios is Diana or the best partner for Aphelios is Nocturne. And the only other real change in these decks are we don't have Moonlight Affliction, Atrocity, Cygnus, so we've more units in here. Obviously, we went to the Doom Beast and then went straight into Nocturne there. All of these are all pretty much the same. Solari Soldier in the other deck is a 3 of. So there's none of this elusive stuff, no Atrocity, no Moonlight Affliction, but you get Diana, and then in the other one, it's exactly the same, but a stupidly cheap deck. Nearly every card bar Nocturne costs 3 or less. So to be able to get so many Nightfall units out, and again, Nocturne, Doom Beast, Crescent Guardian, Stalking Shadows will probably bring you out something. The only thing that isn't is Shark Chariot. The Shade Stalker is one. That is a Nightfall unit. That is a Nightfall unit. And then these 2 are just your early door blockers. So that is how I'm thinking. This amazing person can ideally, within his own region, his own color, can fit with the 2 best champions from that region that we've got. Now, I am absolutely guaranteeing you that somebody has figured out that the best person to actually put this with is neither of those. But it's just a good think and a good look at what can actually be used right away with brand new cards. My name is Sith Holocron. Have a look at some of these decks. I'm afraid there are no deck codes. So that's the thing until this actually comes out. So you're going to have to kind of go through these and just ping along the button of the YouTube video and see how you get on. So that's about 15 minutes of me kind of crafting a brand new champion in my head for the next patch. So I hope you found that kind of useful. There are other new cards. If you go to the Runeterra Twitter page, you will be able to see all the moon weapons. So if I type in this, they're not there yet. So they're not. So we've got Gifts from Beyond and Aphelios, but the other ones aren't there yet. Let me have a look at this. And then let me have a little look and see. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that. I'm just going to see if anybody has got a lot of Valorant stuff. Lots and lots of Valorant stuff. And I do enjoy playing Valorant for something different. But there's a very good reason why that is not happening. So let me find surely there's got to be a Runeterra. There must be. There must be a Runeterra thing here somewhere very quickly. Let me have a little look. So they're really pushing this. They are really pushing this. Okay. I'm not seeing an awful lot of stuff here. For the new stuff. That's pretty grim. Yes, right. There's a new agent. Yes, I can tell. Okay, so I can't actually find them at all, but you will be able to find them maybe by just typing in Moon Weapons Runeterra and see if we can get any images that way. Might have been a lot quicker. So here we go. Let's open this up in a new tab. Okay, so here we go. Can we scroll in here? So there appears to be, they're all 2 mana. So Infernum, slow spell, grant an ally overwhelm, and +2/+1. And then I assume that's phase, but I can't actually get in there. And then Calibrium, slow. So they're all slow. Deal 3 to a follower. And then Gravitum, stun an enemy. If it's a follower, stun it again at round start. Severum, grant an ally lifesteal and +1/+1. And then it seems that you can get other things as well. And then Crescendum, summon a 2-cost follower from your deck. If it has Nightfall, trigger it. Cool. So that's going to be quite a good one to probably use. And that is when he's actually playing that. So these are your moon weapons. They all cost 2 and they're all slow. But you know, cast him 4 times and he levels up, and that sounds pretty damn decent to me. So thank you very much for watching the videos from the Dongers of Runeterra and my good self. Try them out, write it down, wait till the patch comes out and see if Aphelios is any good. I personally can't wait to see how good or bad this champion is. Until the next one, thanks for watching. Dongers out.